Hi guys, I'm going to be doing my BookTube-a-Thon wrap up for you guys. I'm basically going to go through all of the books that I completed and talk about what challenges they may or may not have fulfilled, and then I will talk about the challenges that I didn't fulfill. The first book I finished was Mansfield Park, which if you guys saw my update, you know that I listened to this as an audiobook and I was able to finish it because I listened to it while I was at work. It's like a 14-hour audiobook, but I was already like 8 chapters into this book before the BookTube-a-Thon, so from there forward it was about 10 hours that I had left. I'm realizing I'm not the biggest fan of audiobooks. I feel like it takes me longer to listen to a book than it does to read a book, and I feel like I tend to zone out and not pay attention as much, so it's really hard for me to do audiobooks. But I am glad that I listened to Mansfield Park because I'm not sure if I would have finished Mansfield Park otherwise. I liked the book, but I wasn't crazy about it, but an okay Jane Austen is still better than most other books, so I'm really glad that I now can say that I've read Mansfield Park, and I only have Persuasion left to read, which I think is the Austen adventure book for August, so I'll probably be reading that one then. The next book that I finished was Thesolutes Calling, which I finished on Tuesday night. Then I started reading Special Topics in Calamity Physics, which was supposed to complete my reread a book as well as my over 500 page book, but I got about 128 pages into this book and I realized that I was not enjoying this at all. You guys can see my previous update video if you're interested in my thoughts on this, but I basically just put this down because I wasn't feeling it at all and I felt like it was slowing me down, so I figured I would just move on to another book instead. So the next book that I moved on to is The Orchard Thief. I ended up reading a little bit on Friday night and then the majority of it on Saturday. I liked this book, but I didn't love it. It kind of just felt like a really long New Yorker article, which kind of makes sense because she writes for the New Yorker, and it wasn't what I was expecting at all. This book is very specific about the history of orchids and the people who are obsessed with orchids, and even just like how orchids are created. It's just very specific and not at all what I thought it was going to be, so I wasn't super crazy about it, but it wasn't like horrible to read or anything like that, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I was just like okay with it. I won't be doing a review on this book because I don't have that many thoughts or feelings on it. And then on Sunday I started reading Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward, and I only got about 50 pages into this on Saturday, but I love what I've read so far. I'm really into this book. I'm really hoping to finish this kind of soon. So over the course of 7 days I read a total of 1,218 pages, which is like 900 pages less than the 2,100 goal, but I knew I wasn't going to be accomplishing that goal. My average page count for the 7 days was about 174 pages, and a lot of that just has to do with the fact that on Thursday I didn't read anything, and on Wednesday and Sunday I only read about 50 pages. I'm kind of okay with it just because I was busy this week. It was hard for me to find time to read most days, and I was able to knock out 3 books, even though I'd started 2 of them before the BookTube-a-Thon, but I finished 3 books during this week, which is something I probably would not have done, especially knowing the week that I just had. So even though I only completed 3 of the challenges, I still consider BookTube-a-Thon a success for me. I'm really hoping that Ariel and Raylene will do this again, and I'm really hoping that they do it in like the winter time, like December, maybe not December, January or February, because I feel like then I would have more time and would be able to do a lot more. And I think the challenges are kind of fun because it gets you to read things that aren't just really short novels. So thank you to Ariel and Raylene for setting all of this stuff. So yeah, that's basically all of my updates with BookTube-a-Thon. Feel free to leave comments down below letting me know how you guys did on BookTube-a-Thon. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.